Yo, what is up everyone? I'm going to be reviewing today's price action, and the one trade I ended up taking today made about $536, and this has been a super bad week, but on Friday we ended up catching a banger. So let's just get straight into it. Starting with the higher time frame, you can see when we look at the 4-hour chart, we are obviously trending bullish. We are at all-time highs. So what do I want to be looking for? I only want to be looking for longs. You can see we have just closed above all-time highs, which is over here, so there's no reason to be shorting this. And the only reason we would short this is if we have true confirmation of a very strong displacing candle to the downside, which will confirm that we could head towards all these resting imbalances. But for now, all I want to see us do is tap into a gap and just keep longing, because there is no real confirmation of bearishness yet. And what I wanted to see coming into the day is us to first start to generate liquidity, just like this. Just generate a bunch of low resistance, and then tap in a gap and to get my inverse to target this high. The reason I didn't want to just get a gap tap and then long is because this is pretty high resistance. There's no reason for price really to go there. So when we build up liquidity and generate liquidity, it's low resistance, which will likely get ran through and is valid to target these highs. So that's what I wanted to come into the day. You can see we kind of start to generate a bit of liquidity here, but then getting into market open, we manipulate lower into this 30-minute gap, which I wanted to see longs off of, and we were presented with our first setup, which was this 30-second inversion here. This was a pretty solid setup if you took it. It is very obvious bullish bias, but the one thing that I didn't like about this trade is that there's not much low resistance build. This is kind of like falling knife structure. So what I wanted to see here is more manipulation and a clear generation of liquidity here. But this is a very good trade. We have super good displacing candle with a V-shaped recovery, showing that we could reach towards these 5-minute gaps above right here. So I ended up fading this trade, but then you can see this trade ended up playing out and we started accumulating. This is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see us generate liquidity, and this is what I was very happy to target, because you can see we generate a lot of liquidity at this 5-minute gap that is untapped. We generate 5 equal highs here, so this is just super obvious, and I really like these targets. At the moment in this trade, I was just saying, like, if we got a resweep here back into this 30-minute, this would be super A+, and we actually did end up getting it with even better and SMT. So that means that ES took out this slow and NQ didn't. So that was an extra form of manipulation where we get our accumulation manipulation. And what am I expecting next is our distribution. So I do end up taking this trade. I put my stop loss at CE of this wick because I felt that the body would be too tight and the full wick is just too much. So I ended up just doing the CE of this gap, this wick here. And I ended up targeting this 5-minute gap right here, and you can see this trade played out perfectly, and we hit TP in about 5 or 10 minutes. So this was a super good trade because of the low resistance we had here leading up to these unmitigated 5-minute gaps, as well as this buy side liquidity here, which this 1-minute inversion helped us to reach to. So overall, this was just a super A+ setup, and this is exactly what I want to be seeing at all-time highs. I just want us to keep creating new higher highs, and when we make higher lows, obviously the market moves from ERL to IRL. So when we make new highs and we tap into ERL, which would be in form of a gap, then I just want us to continue to generate liquidity for a reason to keep going higher, and then get this clear, obvious manipulation and an inverse targeting these highs, which we perfectly get. You can see we keep running up. The distribution wasn't too good, but this draw was just super obvious, and I'm just really glad I took this trade because it was just super A+. And you can see we also get this second entry here off this 5-minute tap right here, and we get an inversion out of this. This is pretty solid trade. The only reason I did not like it is just because I was already taking my one trade a day, and we also were just slowing down a lot. Price was just looking very choppy. We got just a really slow distribution towards this buy side liquidity above here. But overall, this was a great end to the week, and I really did like this setup. So let's just show you my P&L. If you stayed till this long of the video, I'm just gonna let you know we got break even on this trade. This trade was super good, but we did end up getting break even. We went break even at this 5-minute gap we had here, these internal high, and we ended up getting break even rated. It's so unfortunate to be break even rated on such a good setup like this. But I stayed patient today. It paid off, and I got my A plus setup, and it delivered pretty well, except we did end up getting break even. I can show you my notes right here. This is just super obvious. You can see we have our stacked PO3, we have our perfect AMD, we have SMT, and we have 5 relative equal highs leading up to our gap. So what I mean by stacked PO3 is we are constantly manipulated downwards. So you can see we have our 930 open right here. You can see that we are in discount of this price. We manipulated lower, and we also have our perfect 930, 945 manipulation lower here as well. You can see 945 open, and we immediately manipulate lower, hitting this high time for failure gap with an SMT, and then get a strong displacement closure. So today was just a super obvious day, and let me know in the comments if you guys took this trade, but it was just super A plus, and I'm really glad I took it. But overall, that is the end of the video, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow for more trade recaps just like this.